Whether you're out on the water for work or for play, whether you power your craft with your own muscle, an acre of sailcloth, or with 200 horses, the last thing you want to happen is something like this. Just like our highways, waterways are getting more crowded. But unlike roads where we all go more or less the same speeds in similar vehicles and follow well-marked lines, on the water, well, it's different. We have small boats going slowly and big boats going fast. There's small boats going fast and big boats going slowly, and just about everything in between. With no stop signs, yellow lines, or traffic lights, it's the freedom of the seas. As you can see on any summer weekend, this freedom is a great attraction, but it comes with a responsibility you share with your fellow boaters to stay out of each other's way, to stay safe.
Everybody's responsible to avoid collision. That's rule number one. But I like to say rule number two is the law of gross tonnage. The big guy's gonna win, so you better make sure you stay out of their way.
Semi-displacement hull. When you first start up, the boat pitches up so that you cannot see any small boats down in the water.
The first and most important step in collision avoidance is vigilance. You have to see and be seen. Let's take the be seen part first. This may seem obvious, but it's especially important for paddlecraft. Sea kayaks are notoriously hard to spot if there's glare off the water or if a chop or swell is running. And it's difficult for other boats to avoid you if they can't see you. Wear bright clothing that stands out on the water. Wave your paddle if you suspect an approaching boat doesn't see you. If fog is a possibility, or you plan to be on the water at night, it's prudent to stay clear of high traffic areas. In any case, carry a sound signaling device for fog and a light for night or any time of poor visibility. And remember, 5 blasts from a horn or whistle cause attention to a potentially hazardous situation. The sea part is also crucial. As a small, low, and slow-moving craft, you're particularly vulnerable and will no doubt be the loser in any collision with a bigger, faster boat. So you need to always be watching for what's out there. And what if something is out there that presents a possible danger? Then what do you do? Obviously, you don't want to tangle with one of these. For sea kayakers, the rules of the road are really rules of common sense, or some say the rule of gross tonnage. This behemoth couldn't very well avoid you even if he saw you crossing his path. For starters, it would take him a very long time to turn or stop. What's more, he must keep within a deep and narrow channel to avoid running aground. As a rule, big ships are not very maneuverable, and the prudent course is to stay clear. You can do this simply by staying in shallow water or outside of the marked channel. Learn to read charts and identify the navigation aids and water depths that indicate channel boundaries, as well as turns and branches.
The big commercial guys, they can't avoid you even if they could see you. So you just need to not be where they are.
Some people don't expect to see a sea kayak out in certain areas. You will get lost in the swell.
A 1-foot wave is over the top of a kayak deck. 2 foot is shoulder height, 3 foot is head height. So if you got 3-foot waves, you're gone. You're completely out of view.
Some popular sea kayaking areas with scenic, convoluted coasts and numerous islands also have a busy ferry service. Ferries go fast and often, have broad, lethal bows, and run in any weather. A tiny kayak is often invisible even on radar. Take extra care to stay clear by knowing their routes and schedules. When you must cross channels that are well-traveled, be certain there's ample time to get across without interfering with traffic. Often, large ships appear to be far off and slow-moving, when in fact they can be perilously close in a surprisingly short time. Cross at right angles to the channel and move quickly. Stay together as a group to increase your visibility. In some areas, commercial fishing is big business. Working fishing boats often follow erratic paths, tending traps or dragging nets. Assume that they are not keeping a sharp eye out for you and give them a wide berth. There will be times, particularly on busy summer weekends, when it's impossible to avoid crossing paths with other boats. Even if you stay clear of the main traffic routes, you may still encounter small power boats that can and do navigate in shallow waters. For such cases, there are so-called rules of the road that all boaters, including kayakers, should know. When meeting another boat in a head-on situation, you should alter your course to the right or starboard so that you pass port side to port side. The turn should be bold and clear so that it signals your intention to the approaching craft. When being overtaken from behind by a faster boat, it's best to hold your course so as not to surprise or confuse the overtaking boat and possibly cause a mishap. If the navigable area is constricted, such as around docks, anchorages, or bridges, you should give way to less maneuverable craft. Make your intention to do so clear to avoid second-guessing and panic turns that may endanger you or other boats. Once again, always be mindful of how easy it is for a powerboat to miss seeing you. When there are lots of other boats for a driver to contend with, something as small as a sea kayak might not catch his or her attention. So that's about it. Common sense, really. Stay vigilant so you know what other vessels are around you. Be aware of your visibility or lack of. Choose a route that avoids large, less maneuverable craft, and learn how to read charts and navigation aids so you can predict traffic movements. Cross busy channels at right angles as a group, and make sure you have plenty of time to get safely across. In a head-on situation, both craft move to the right just like you would in a car on a narrow road. And don't forget that around water, wearing your life jacket is always good fashion. It's all common sense, really. Put these simple rules into practice, and you can truly enjoy the freedom of the seas.